Hello guys, welcome to the C++ tutorial series. In this video, we'll learn about the fundamental data types in C++. My name is Kafui and welcome to my channel, mod.dev. Please subscribe and like to help the channel grow and turn on the bell notification icon to get notified whenever I release a content on the channel. Let's get started. Before we talk about the fundamental data types in C++, let's talk about comments. In C++, there are two types of comments. We have the single line comment and then the multi-line comment. Now, comments are pieces of text or notes that we write in our code to explain a piece of logic in the code. So, in order to describe or write a single line comment in C++, we use the /, double / and then the comment we want. Maybe, let's say the comment is about a function that prints hello world to the console. So, you write this function prints hello to the console. This can be an example of a comment, and then later on you write your function. So you can just describe your function that's what prints hello world to the console. And mind you, single line comments are comments that span only one line. They are comments that span only one line. The next type of comment is what? The multi-line comment. And these types of comments span multiple lines, and they start with the /, then star, then another star, and then /. And in between the stars, that's when we can put our multi-line comment. So I can still say this code spans multi lines. So this is not the best example of a comment, but this is an example of what? A multi-line comment. And one thing you should know is that comments don't get executed by the compiler in our code. So whenever the compiler is executing the code or passing the code, when it gets to the comment section, when it gets to the comment, or when it comes across the comment, it skips it and go to the next line of code. So that is it about comments. Now let's talk about data types. Data types are fundamental building blocks in a programming language that are used to describe variables, function parameters, and return types. So I know we haven't spoken about data types yet, but we will learn the fundamental data types, and then later on we'll learn about how to declare variables in C++. So the first data type we'll talk about is the boolean data type. So I'll just do a comment here and say boolean types. So the boolean data types are data types that hold only two values, which are the true or false values. And in order to initialize a variable as a boolean data type, use the bool keyword, and then the name of the variable. So I'll just say b and then initialize it to what? True. So boolean data types are data types that have only the true or false value. So another data, I'll just say g equals what? False. They are not best examples of variable names, but they are illustrations of what? The boolean data types. So in order to output these values to the console, we can use our cout or character out from the standard library namespace, and then the name of the variables. Let me just go ahead and write this out, and then g. And now when we execute or run my code using the shortcut shift plus F10, let's see what we will get. So we get 1 and 0. Yes, so in C++, 1 represents what? True, and 0 represents false. But if you want to see the real values, which is true and false, we can prepend this with the std bool alpha and then run the code. Let's see what happens. Good. So true and then false gets outputted. So that is the boolean data type in C++. The next data type we'll look at in C++ is the character data type. Oh, I'm coming. Yes. The character types. Oops, I didn't type this properly. So the character data types are data types that are used to represent a single character. So in order to describe a character data type in C++, we use the char keyword, which is char, the char keyword, then the name of the variable. So let me just say f, and then set it to a single character of, let's say, D. So this is how we can describe what a character data type in C++. And I can just go ahead and then C out or character out the F over here. Let me go ahead and comment out this one. This, I'm using shortcuts here, and then run the code. So we get D outputted for what? The character data type. So the next data type I'd like us to look at is the integer data types. Now the integer data type is used to represent whole numbers, both positive and negative whole numbers. So in order to describe an integer data type in C++, you use the int keyword and then the name of your variable. So I'll just say int x equals 123 or int y equals negative 300. And then when I save that, I can just std c out, character out x, and then character out, or let me character out the space, and then character out what? Y between them. And then when I run this, shift plus F10, we get the values what? Let me just comment out this one and then run my code again. Hopefully we get 123 and then negative what? 300 in our console. So this is how we can describe what? The character data, the integer data type in C++. Now the next data type we'll look at is the floating point data types. The floating point data types. So I'll just go ahead and say floating types. Now the floating types are used to describe decimal point numbers, and they are of two types. We have the float, and we can do that using the float keyword. Let me just say x, no, let me just say num equals then an integer 2.54, and then the next one is the double. So we can use the double, and let me say num2 or num2 equals what? Let me say 200 dot just a random what? Decimal place number. So this is how we can use what? The floating point types. And most of the time the floating point, you see it being suffixed with capital F or small f, so you should take note of that. And then the double, we just write it just with what? The decimal point to indicate that what? It is a double precision number, and most of the time you use double than the float. So you should always patronize using the double than the float. So that is it about the floating point what? Data types. So that is it about the fundamental data types in C++. Later on in the series, we'll learn about more advanced data types in C++ as we encounter them. So that is it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.